Right, welcome back to episode 2 of Sew and Tell. Now, I've only got a few minutes to speak to you. Well, 6 minutes to be exact. I've got some tomatoes roasting in the oven. I'm doing like a fresh... I've got loads of tomatoes that my mum gave me, so I'm having to cook them up because we're never going to get through them. And I'm making like a pasta sauce for lunch. So those are going to be out in about 6 minutes. But I thought I'll pop on and I'll tell you what I'm planning. I'm so excited about this. Now, I am still going to make the square neck top in the curtain fabric that I showed you in my last video. But last night when we were sitting there watching telly, I literally did this on the bed. I just put something flat to work on, to draw on and things, and I've kind of hacked the pattern a little bit, so I'm quite excited about this. Now, what my plan is, I don't know how familiar you are with the square neck top. I'll just get the pattern on it. Now, you can make it in jersey and woven, and I've only made it in jersey. Now, I will admit, I cut out the small, and there is an extra small. I think I should have gone smaller for the extra small for the jersey, but for the woven I think it'll be fine in that size. And regarding this, I don't know if this would be a bit too flimsy. I'm not entirely sure. I think you need a bit more of a knit with a bit more body to it than what I'm going to have left over when I lop that bottom of the dress off. Thinking about, do you know when you just give it a bit of thought, you sleep on it, don't you? But I'm definitely going to be making a woven one next out of the curtain fabric, but I've hacked it. Right, I've not cut any fabric pieces out yet, but I'm so excited about this. Well, basically what I'm planning on doing is having a buttons. It's going to have a front opening here and a button placket. So last night I had to retrace the front panel piece and make some adjustments to it, and trace the facing piece, make some adjustments to that, and make a placket piece. So basically I'm all ready to go, so I can use my pieces for the back from when I printed out the PDFs. I'm going to be using those, but these are my new pieces for that's basically my placket piece. I'm going to be cutting 4 of those, and I've marked my button placements. That's my new facing and my new front piece. It's not going to mean much to you at the moment, but basically all it is, it's basically a normal top you slip over your head, but mine's going to have a front opening a front opening with buttons. Now, that's been great. I've really enjoyed messing around with the pattern. Now, maybe that could be a future video, maybe a separate one showing how I did that. I must admit, I was just kind of trying to figure it out as I go along, you know, thinking, what do I need to do here? Oh, I need to do that kind of thing. So I figured it out in the end, but I quite enjoy, you know, getting my brain ticking and figuring things out. And so maybe I could do a video on that if people are interested. And what else? Yeah, so that's it regarding that. And that's it, because I've only just got my video up this morning. It's Friday morning at 5 to 11, and yeah, so and I've only just posted that video this morning, and I only finished filming that yesterday, didn't I? So this is just what I'm going straight into at the moment. And Ottiline, yeah, is still naked. I haven't decided on what I'm going to dress her in, actually. The designer hasn't actually got a set outfit for this animal, so you can kind of go freestyle. And then what happened is, in my box it did say that I was supposed to get a badge, and if you haven't got it, you've got to buy something on the website and add the code, and you'll get your badge in that order. Well, I tried to order something, and it said that what I wanted to order, and that wasn't compatible. So I might actually phone the designer today and say I wanted to order this and get my Luna badge. You know, not the one I made, you know, a proper pin badge. And see what happens, and I'll see what she says or her team says to me. And you would not believe, last night, right, but you have to know really what size button you're going to use to you know, to hack the pattern to give it a button placket. So I thought, well, I'll go and see what buttons I've got first, and I knew they had to match as well, so I won't be fussy about the size. I'll just see what have I got that's matching, and that I've got a good number of them, and I want even odd numbers ideally. Well, it looked like a button factory had exploded in here last night, and actually I've had to tidy it up before filming because the desk was just covered. I must have hundreds of buttons, right, but not many that actually match. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to really look at getting sets of matching buttons. I did have some sets, but they just wasn't suitable, didn't have enough of them, or just got loads that just didn't go with anything. So yeah, I'm gonna have to really consider, because I do like things with buttons actually. I do find before I was really into making clothes, I would be drawn to things with buttons on the front when I was buying clothes. So I think that's something I'm really going to have a look at. But what I decided on is I've got these, and I thank you. I need to thank Sew Hayley Jane. Now, I don't have Sew Hayley Jane subscription boxes anymore. They're a dressmaking subscription box, and I had the middle one. You can have different ones. But while I was in that club, I got a bag of buttons. Now, here they are. Now, these didn't all come in the same subscription box, but I've got these 4 blue ones. But they were no good because I don't have blue. There's a number of colours in that fabric and not blue, and I just didn't want to. Ideally, I wanted a creamy white button because I hacked that tulip skirt and put a creamy white button on that, and because that's what it's going to go with. But I couldn't get any matching ones. All my timer's going off. My tomatoes will be done. I'll have to go in a minute, but they're these. Basically, they're plain yellow on one side, and they've got like a white stripe with a yellow and white stripe on the other side. So I don't know what side I'll actually use, but yellow I think will go. Well, I hope they do, because I've marked it to fit these buttons now, and I'm going to be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buttons, quite a few. So, and I just thought I'd show you. I've got no immediate plans for this, but do you remember I had some blue power mesh that I was going to make a bra with, and I ended up using it in my frugal frock just to give my cut pieces some support because I wasn't going to be wearing a bra with it. Well, I ordered a piece of it, just a nude colour stretchy power mesh from eBay. I don't have any immediate plans for this, but I know this will be really useful for me to have, you know, whenever I need a bit of power mesh or whatever. So thank you so much for joining me so far. Oh, I'm wearing my sunny dress, one of my sunny dresses by the Fried and Pattern Company. And actually, I forgot to mention in the end of my last videos, ashamed to say 2 days in a row I was wearing the same dress. I was wearing my Billy dress by Tilly and the Buttons in a sweatshirt Lurex that I had from Sewing Street some time ago, or it might have been Sewing Quarter, I'm not quite sure now. And today I'm in that, this is jersey, and I got this from Jessie Lee. She has got a website, and she might still sell this fabric actually. Anyway, I'm going to check my tomatoes and see how they're getting on. So thank you so much for joining me so far, and I'll see you in the next bit. Right, welcome back to the next part of my video. It is now Saturday, and it's 5 to 12, so I haven't got long to speak to you because I've got to like prep lunch and things. Excuse my hair if it looks a bit blow away. I've dried it and stuff. I haven't really done anything with it, but I've just thought I'd pop on before lunchtime and let you know how I'm getting on with my top. Well, what I've done is I've put on my first square neck top that I made in Jersey just to show you, right? And I found it quite big. Right, I'll just get my hair out of the way. And if I just put that there a minute. Let's put my leggings up a little bit. Can you kind of see if it is a boxy kind of style look, right? And it just stand off your body. Yeah, but it's not bad. It's not bad, but you know, sometimes I felt like, but yeah, it's okay basically, right? But then I thought, and this was the small, so I thought, well, if I ever make it in woven, I'll make it in this size, and then if I make it in jersey, maybe I'll go to the extra small. wow, you're not going to believe what's happened, right? I've made it. Now, I remember I was saying I was hacking it. Now, even though I've hacked it to have a button placket, I've not altered the size. I've basically taken into consideration what I've done. So it will be exactly the same size as this, right? And here it is, and it's so cute, right? And I'm really delighted, and I've really gone to town with this. I've finished off all the edges. I've done it like, you know, really couture kind of thing. But I haven't put the buttonholes in yet, look. I've just marked them out. So that's my front piece. And that's my other piece. And I'm going to have the white on top of the grey, like that. And I'll just, do you know what? I'll pop, have I got some pins to hand? Right, bear with me. I might cut this bit out and grab some pins. Right, I had to stop the video then. I had to go over there to get some pins. So here it is. Now, I'm really delighted with it, and it looks so pretty on. However, I think it's going to be a bit snug on the bust, right? So I went back and I had a look at the pattern. It's the IKEA curtain, by the way. If I haven't mentioned, I'm sure I've mentioned that already. And yeah, it's lovely. I'm really pleased with how it's come out. However, it's a little bit tight on the bust. Now I'm still going to continue putting the buttons on that I got ready. And it might be that I have to just not have the top buttons done up. But I had a look at the pattern, and on paper, there's no reason why that shouldn't have fitted my bust measurement, right? So I thought, well, what's going on here? I've done my seam allowance right and everything. Well, I decided, well, what I'll do is, I'll basically, normally what I do is, if I print out a PDF and piece them together, I normally trace. Well, in this instance, I hadn't done that. I'd cut it out, right? So I've had to print out the PDF again, and it's here. But then I wondered, now, I'm quite experienced now with printing out PDF patterns, which I wasn't probably a year and a bit ago. I wasn't all that experienced at it, right? But now I'm quite experienced at it. I'm really good at checking the size is going to print out right. Well, my original wasn't printed out right. I've got my piece, right? This is meant to be the small. So the smallest is the extra small. And I lay it on, right? And I could already see it was narrower. I thought, this isn't right. Wow, this is smaller than the extra small. So this square neck top I have made is actually smaller than the real extra small. I thought I'd made a small, but it's actually smaller than the extra small. And there was me on about, oh, I'll size down. So if I ever wanted to size this one down, I've got to remember how wrong I printed out that last one, right? And then go with the extra small of that one. So I can't believe it. Then I thought, well, where do I go forward with this? Because I like this top that much. I want to make it again. I'd love it in linen. I just really, really like it. It just looks so pretty. And so I thought, well, what shall I do? So now I don't really know in the real pattern what is my perfect size. So what I might try doing is I'm going to piece all this together, this PDF, and I might trace out the extra small and the small. I doubt the medium. Maybe I will do the medium. Maybe I'll start at the bottom and make up a toile, not with the button placket in it, just a basic pop over the head top, and see what I think my perfect size is in the real pattern, and go back to the drawing board. But, you know, I'm a little bit gutted about, you know, this being snug on the bust. And like, I would be able to do the buttons up, but I think what it's going to give me this, right, it's going to be like, I'm going to look like something out, like, you know, an old-fashioned movie, you know, kind of, you know, in old times when there'd be, you know, corset times. I think it's going to act like a corset. Maybe my husband might like it. Do you know what, shall I try it on? Right, I'll have to take a bra off. I don't think I could do with any extra bulkiness. Right, bear with me. I'm going to try it on. Right, I'm pinned in. It doesn't actually look as bad as I thought, actually. Obviously, it's not going to sit very nice. Oh, pin. Sit very nicely because I've put pins all the way down and it doesn't sit very flat then, does it? But, yeah, maybe. I'm thinking, see, there's plenty of room here, right? I think it's nice on the shoulders. I've had a look round the back as well. And, yeah, I know, it's just here. I can just see it's quite fitted, look here. So I don't need much more room, really, do I? On it, so I don't know. I don't know whether to do a full bust adjustment on the pattern pieces I've got, but then when you do a full bust adjustment, you're gonna get even more room down here. So maybe then I'd have to taper it to bring it in a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what to do actually. Now I've got it on and pinned in. It is snug. It's not uncomfortable snug though, but I can just feel it's just, you know, it's just very fitted but not uncomfortable. So I don't know. So I think I could actually wear it, you know. I don't know, what do you think? So yeah, I need to have a think really, but I think this would be really nice, made in a linen top. I think I'd quite like it with jeans. Obviously when it's got the buttons. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll pop the buttons in. And then when I've done that, I'll come back to you and you can help me make a decision on where I'm going to go from here. And thank you so much. Obviously people started commenting on my last video now, and thank you for the well wishes for my son. Bless him, he had a driving lesson and he was so eager to go, and he actually went on it, but I think the painkillers the hospital had given him hadn't quite worn off, you know. He said he was in a bit of pain, but he's really rough today. He's not going to be getting out of bed all day, bless him. So yeah, I'm keep going up to him with drinks and things. So yeah, so I'm off to do some lunch and take it to him now. So it's such a shame because we'd booked a free roaming virtual what do you call VR, virtual reality experience. So basically it's like when you put the headset on, but you actually walk around, and we'd booked it for all three boys today, and he's not going to be able to go. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if my husband's going to take his place or something and just go. I was going to go, and we were just going to go and have a coffee or something while the boys were in there. But if I go now, I'm going to have to be on my own, you know, in Birmingham, which, you know, I don't really fancy that much. So anyway, so yeah, I'm off now. I'm going to go do some lunch, and I'll be back soon. And I'll with a button top, and yeah, and we'll try and make a decision from there. So see you in the next bit. Bye. Right, I'm in my kitchen, and I've got my glue, and I'm sticking together the PDF. And I thought you might quite like to see the difference to my pattern to this pattern. Right, I'll just grab it. Right, here's my back piece that I've been using. And I'm going to just, it's really hard to film and do this. So, I believe that this was the small. And I can see, I'll put it on the fold line. It's actually smaller than the extra small, look. That's the extra small line and that's the small line. So I believed that was the size I was cutting out, but it turns out it was smaller. It's a good job I didn't go for the extra small. It'd been really small, wouldn't it? But what I have realised on this pattern, obviously it's going to be shorter because mine's printed out smaller, but it appears that I've shortened mine. So that is how much smaller. So I've put that at the top, look. That is how much smaller mine is. I don't know how much I've actually taken off, but I actually really like the length of mine. So I'm going to have to take that in consideration with this new pattern. But I haven't finished sticking it all together yet. So far, I've only stuck the back piece, the neck facings, the front and back, and it's the beginning of the the front basically. So yeah, I'm back to the drawing board. Like, I might end up just doing a full bust adjustment on the pattern piece I've got. I'm not entirely sure, but whatever I decide to do, I'll let you know. But just, this is a warning to you. Please, please check your test squares. I always do that now. I normally find that I don't have much of a problem. Sometimes when you test a test square, if yours is a little bit smaller, you think, oh, well, it's only a little bit smaller. But in a garment, that can really make a big difference. So yeah, I'm trying to, you know, let you know of something, you know, don't make the mistake that I have in the past. Right, welcome back. It is now Tuesday the 6th of July, and I'm going to attempt filming. I might have to stop and start. There's some really noisy drilling going on over the road at the school, so yeah, I just waited for it to stop to press play. So yeah, I haven't filmed for a few days actually, apart from the bits that you saw what I was doing yesterday on my kitchen table. I had basically a whole weekend off sewing. Now normally that would make me quite miserable, but we were just very busy. There's been, you know, a lot going on, and do you remember me saying that the boys were booked on a virtual reality, a free roaming virtual reality on Saturday? It was only a half an hour booking, and I didn't know what was going to happen. Well, my son didn't feel like going, and he said, you know, just go with the family. He'll be fine for a while, you know, in bed. So I went along with my husband and two of our sons, and we managed to get me booked on it. So 4 of us did the virtual reality thing, and gosh, it was quite exciting. I have had virtual reality on at home before with my boys, and like, you know, just sat down and things, and I've had to go at Job Simulator where I was like working in a cafe, like all the people were like robots and things, and that was cool. But this was totally different. Like, you actually walk around, and we were basically getting attacked by zombies, and these zombies, you know, they're life size. You know, you were basically in this thing, you're just in a big room, but you feel like you've gone all over the place. We went in a helicopter, you know, and you know, the zombies coming out at you. We had guns and we had to shoot them, and you know, some of them were quite big, and yeah, it was quite intense actually. When I got out of there, my heart was like, oh. So, but we come out absolutely like buzzing basically. It was just such an exciting experience, and obviously we want to go back so our eldest son can do it, but next time we're going to do it, the 5 of us together, because my husband and I, we just didn't realise how much we were going to enjoy, you know, being attacked by zombies and things, you know, and having helicopters shoot at us, and we actually, when we went in the helicopter, we actually crashed. Yeah, it was just a really surreal experience. You know, I recommend it if you know, even though I have anxiety, you know, I was okay because it's a computer, isn't it? You know, you're not really gonna get eaten by the zombies, you know, you have got to keep that in mind. But you still not all that nice when they're like, they come round the corner really slow and they come running at you really fast. Yeah, it was quite funny. So anyway, so back to sewing, right? So I'm not going to just talk about the square neck top, so do not fear. So maybe I'll mention that in a minute. Actually, I'll try and remember a few things I want to tell you. Now, the bag club. Do you know, I was in the Crafty Gemini bag club, and you've been seeing over my Friday sews videos all the bags that I've been making, and you've seen the final bag, the Bosco bag. Well, now people can get those patterns individually from Vanessa. Now, if you was to buy them all, you would have paid more than what I paid being in the club initially. But if you only wanted 1 or 2 bags, it's not going to be too bad, is it? So I'll put a link in the comments of my video so you can check that out if you're interested in making those bags. What it is, I did try to find patterns alternative along the way for you to make, and do you know what, people are a bit cagey. Do you know, I found like one that looked like the Hoya bag, the first bag I made, and yeah, and I found a few of them, and I'd say, oh, that's really nice. Could you let me know what pattern you used, and people just don't reply. I find that really strange. Like, I know I can understand when people have a massive following, but when they've got like 1 or 2 comments, yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? You know, I get ignored many times on social media. I find it a bit like, okay then, I comment so many times, I get ignored, and then I don't bother commenting again if I get ignored too many times. Anyway, so at least now you can get the exact bags if you follow that link that I'm going to leave in the comments. And also, you may have heard me mention Poppy to Fry in previous videos, that she does an embroidery club, and sign-ups for an autumn club have started now. So I'll leave a link for that in the comments as well, for Poppy's embroidery club, if you're interested in that. Right, which I don't often leave like links to things really, because obviously I'm bringing out so many videos and I show you so many things, and I'm not getting sponsored, or, you know, I'm not getting paid by any companies or anything, you know, or I've not got any affiliate links or anything. I don't generally, I tell you about it, but usually sometimes if I, you know, watch something, I just write notes, and then you can usually find things anyway. If you type, you know, people was asking about Mandy Shaw, but if you type in Mandy Shaw dandelion designs, you're going to find them. You know, it's pretty easy. So what else? And Luna Lapin. Right now, you will have seen in my last video I've made Ottiline, the otter version of the Luna Lapin animals. Here's one of the books here, Luna Lapin and Friends. Now, Ottiline isn't in here, but Luna is, and a few other animals. However, the reason I've got this book out is I want to make Ottiline some clothes, and Ottiline hasn't got a set outfit by the designer. So I've had a look through my books, and I've decided to make, I think it's that dress. I think it's the dress that Luna's wearing. It's basically a tie top. It's got 2 little ties, and it's only 2 pattern pieces. So that's the dress I'm going to make for Ottiline, and I think I'm going to do it slightly different. Mine won't be hemmed at the bottom, because I think I'm going to use this. Now, this is a piece of fabric that somebody has given to me, and I'm really sorry if that person watches my videos. This would have been a family member, and I know my mum watches my videos, but I don't know you know, who else in my family might watch my videos. But it's really long. Right, look at it. It goes on forever basically, right? But it's unfortunate it's only this tall, so it's not really like I could do much with it. I suppose I could make myself a top, a vesty top, I suppose, if I just fold over the top, say, a couple of times, maybe put elastic in it. It'd be a bit, ooh, wouldn't it? It'd be pretty short. Maybe if my jeans, I suppose it'd only be a bit of midriff. Yeah, maybe I could get a little, you know, summer top outfit. Yeah, maybe that's something I'll do actually. Maybe just do like a fold over hem at the top and make it elasticated. Either have it boob tube or put some straps on it. Maybe I'd make a little boob tube first and then think, do I want any straps on it? So yeah, so maybe a little boob tube for me. That would look quite nice with denim shorts, wouldn't it? But this is what I'm thinking of using for the dress. Let me see if it's tall enough actually. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so, but obviously the dress would be like that. So maybe I'll make 2 of them and give Luna a nice new little dress as well. So Luna might be getting a new dress, Ottiline, and I might be getting a little top. So yeah, I don't know it feels very cotton-like, and yeah, I don't know where it's coming from. This is just what I found in my stash. And it, like I say, it goes on forever. It'd be quite nice to, if I ever want to do things where I just want that peeking out the bottom. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? So yeah, what do you think that would have been? Do you think it was a tablecloth? It does look quite tablecloth-like, doesn't it? So yeah, so I don't know what it is. I accept these bags of things. and often they're not really big enough to do anything with, but I can see some use out of that. Now, what else do I need to mention? I think that's the mentions I wanted to give you. So, square neck top, right now you saw that I'd stuck all the PDFs together and I showed you how wrong I'd gone, but basically I've made a new pattern. It looks much bigger than the other one. However, right, I've made a toile and I have tried it on. Now, bearing in mind the neck is going to be ended up bigger than this. I know it's like inside out, but I did it on purpose. I didn't want to use the outside because it's so bold, you get blown away with the print. So I've made my toile on the reverse side. So bearing in mind there's a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance that goes around the neck and the facing, so the hole is going to be bigger. So then what I've realised is the square neck is going to be bigger on my new tops rather than my old one, because I've compared them and it's definitely bigger anyway. Now, I was a bit worried about obviously the extra width I was going to get on all over the top, right, because I felt like the other one fitted quite well other than a bit of bust. But you know what, it looks a totally different top really. And do you know what, it does look quite nice on, even though it's bigger, and I can wear a bra with it. I've tried it on with the bra I've got on now. With this bra, I measure about an inch bigger than when I've not got a bra on. So I measure like, yeah, 30, I think it's 35 with this bra on, 35 on my widest point. And I've tried it on with this bra, and I can get this on, right. Maybe I'll try my toile on, but just remember it is a toile. It's not a finished garment. Right, bear with me. Right, I've put my hair back. Now you have to bear in mind, I've not obviously hemmed these sleeves. The sleeves will be an inch shorter because you basically fold it over twice on the sleeve. You have to bear in mind this neck is going to be 5/8 of an inch wider all the way around, which I'm not that sure about. I think that neck hole is quite big anyway, so I don't know, maybe I'll make one up and then I'll see, or maybe I'll actually put a facing on this and actually hem it, and bearing in mind it's not hemmed at the bottom either. It's going to be an inch shorter at the bottom as well. So that's what it's looking like. So there's plenty of room. I've got my bra on with this, which makes me come up about an inch bigger. And yeah, it looks okay, doesn't it? Like, I'm going to have a good old look in the mirror. And I just find it kind of like when you put your arm down, you just kind of get a bit of a crease here, but it just looks like a sleeve crease, doesn't it? So I've decided now I'm not going to make one up in this curtain fabric. My husband doesn't really like it, really, this design. So, and you know what, if he doesn't like it, I know what will happen. I'll end up not wearing it. So I think this curtain fabric is going to be all toiling fabric. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. However, right, I wanted to make a buttoned up one, didn't I? Now I found this in my stash. It's a cotton poplin, and I've made the Christine Haynes Sylvie dress in this fabric. Now, if I wanted to make this top with this, I couldn't, right, because I wouldn't be able to fold. Yeah, you cut the front and the back on the fold. However, right, if I want to do an open fronted one, I think I'll be able to get this out, because I've got this cut piece, look, at the top. I could fit one piece, and at the other side I could fit the other piece here, and then at the bottom where it's a bit more together, I could actually cut the back. I know it looks quite small, but I can just about get the back on the fold. However, I've got to think about then the facings, but you can use something else for facings. You don't have to use the same fabric. And I have to bear in mind, I'm going to need a button placket as well. So I'm not 100% sure if I definitely can get a button front square neck top out of this fabric, but maybe there's something else. I need to have a dig around actually and see what other woven fabrics. I know that a lot of the fabrics I had with Sew Hayley Jane, they were quite floaty and lightweight, you know, for floaty dresses. I think this needs something with more linen like, something that's gonna hold itself a little bit, do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's where I'm at with the square neck top. I don't know if I'm going to have a completed one ready for this video. Maybe it'll be my next video, I don't know. But what I'll do is, before I finalise this video, I'll try and get something complete, whether it's a square neck top, whether it's Ottilie's dress, I'm not entirely sure, but that's what's going on this week. Yeah, so it's been a little bit slower because obviously I didn't do any sewing the weekend, and because my son is like in bed, he's not really been able to get up and downstairs, so I'm constantly getting him drinks and things. So yeah, so life isn't quite the same at the moment. And Sunday I was just pretty exhausted actually, because my son had the operation Thursday. And obviously that was in the night we lost a lot of sleep, and obviously we've been running around by Sunday, and we'd done that virtual reality experience Saturday. Sunday I was pretty exhausted, so I actually watched 2 films with my husband. We watched the really old Clash of the Titans and then the modern Clash of the Titans, you know, one after the other. So yeah, it was quite nice, just have a bit of relaxing time. So yeah, so hopefully I'll be back soon with something complete to show you, so you kind of know what my plans are. And yeah, and I don't know what I'm doing yet about this, but I will do something with it. There's no way I'm going to waste the bottom of this, but I've got a lot going on. Oh, and actually, do you remember me telling you about the Crafty Monkeys VIP club? I have let it run over into this month. I don't know if I'll let it go into next month, but it's to make basically a laptop bag, and it's all out of recycled fabrics, which is right up my street. However, I've had to order bag hardware, and it's a, you know, I've had to really shop around because it's quite costly. So yeah, I'm just waiting for bag hardware, but I've managed to get quite a good deal with the bag hardware. I had an email from somebody that was selling a bag pattern. They sold the hardware for that bag. The hardware isn't exactly the same as what I was supposed to be using, but the size is right, so I think I'll be okay with it. So yeah, so there's going to be a laptop bag coming up in the near future. So yeah, so that's what's going on as well. So thank you so much for joining me so far, and I'll see you in the next bit. Bye. A little parcel has arrived. Right, welcome back. It is now 6:20, Wednesday the 7th, 6:20 in the evening. Right, so if you wonder why I look a bit like dishevelled and whatever, yeah, it's end of day. I've cooked dinner and that's what. Well, actually, I did go to the hairdressers, but she styled my hair a bit differently, and then I've got a bit natty, but I've gone a bit darker again. So if you wonder why my hair looks a little bit different early on in the video, yeah, I wasn't. Well, I didn't mind. My husband wasn't really liking it too much, so yeah, I've just gone a bit darker, but but anyway, I haven't made anything since I last popped on video, but I just showed you a sneaky peek that came yesterday, and I want to show you. So it's Luna related, and I know how much you know, you like Luna, you know, from the feedback I've had, so I'll just grab it. Now, do you remember me saying I had the Luna summer box recently, but in my newsletter when I read it, it said that we were supposed to be getting a pin badge, but they didn't come in time. So in our next order, we've just got to put this code in and then we can have the badge. So I tried to order something and it wouldn't work, and I said I was going to phone the designer, but I didn't end up doing that. So I ended up ordering Luna related items, but I thought, well, that will work now, and the code still wouldn't work. So I put it in the notes, and then I had a notice about the order, and I messaged them back saying, will I get my badge? But as it happens, my order came that day and my badge was in it, and oh my goodness, it is gorgeous, right? It puts my badge to shame, the one I made. Right, I'll show it you again just in case you haven't seen it. That was the badge I made on there. Look, I'm really pleased with that. It's lovely. But look at this. That is absolutely gorgeous. I think it says Summer of Love. Yes, Summer of Love. And I've got that, look, this little anchor. I bought an anchor. Can you see that? Now I'll put this behind it. I bought that embroidered anchor to go on like Luna clothes. I was thinking, you know, boys' clothes. And it came with a postcard with a little mouse on it. So I'm guessing that's a Luna character. And, right, I ordered, right, a piece of fabric. And I can't quite remember what I ordered it for. It says, pretty brush cotton check as seen on the Sewing Bunny. The Sewing Bunny, 1/3 of a metre. I don't know what the Sewing Bunny is. If anybody knows, please tell me. But it was this check. Now I've bought it and I don't know why. Do you know when you sit there making an order? I'm guessing it's Luna. Maybe I was thinking for clothes for Ottiline, maybe, and then maybe I've come up with this white stuff and I totally forgot. But imagine this, actually. How cute would a dress be? And then that over the top. That's nice. Like an apron style thing. Yes, I think I'll still make these dresses in that white. But yeah, have a little think. And I've got something for Alfie Rabbit, right? Alfie's boxer shorts, and it actually comes with the bits you need. So he's gonna have three pairs of boxer shorts if I use it all, elastic and little buttons. So what I was thinking is, how about Luna boxer shorts? Because I've got so much of this stuff. Lacy girly ones, or the French knickers. There is a pattern for French knickers which I have made for Luna. So yeah, I could do that, couldn't I? Oh, I'm such a big kid. I love these, right? And they're all for me, no children, you know. I'm not even ashamed to say. But, and I got this, right? Oh, it's to die for. Now it does look really fine. Actually, I'll show you the picture. I'll get it out because there's a bit of glare from the lamp. I might have to cut this while I'm rattling around. Right, I got this. And it's an iron-on transfer. Hopefully you can see that okay. And look, it's an iron-on transfer, Luna. And basically you'll then do the embroidery. Now, it looks very, very fine. I don't think I could use cotton abroad or anything. I'd have to use embroidery thread. And not very many strands either, looking at that. It's very fine work. And look, I'll show you an example of it. Look at that. I had to have a little look myself then. Look at that. So it's a bit different to like just doing back stitching. You're going to do like satin stitches and things in places. It looks fabulous, doesn't it? So I haven't obviously looked in this yet. There's a whole book, so I'm not going to sit there reading that. Loop stitch, detached chain stitch. Ah, right, okay. It explains that you do coral stitch, satin stitch, couching, loop stitch, French knot, blanket stitch and back stitch. I'm very familiar with back stitch, blanket stitch, French knot. Without looking it up, I don't know what loop. I think I know what loop stitch is, but I'd have to check. Couching, I know what couching is. Satin stitch, I know. Coral stitch, I don't know what coral stitch is. So I'll probably double check the loop stitch, but I suspect I know what that is. And coral stitch, not a clue. So that is a future embroidery that's going to be coming up. It's just lovely, isn't it? So I don't know if I'll do my colours the same as that. It looks very autumnal, doesn't it, really? Which is not bad because Luna's got boots on. So that's something nice to work on, isn't it, in between my red work embroidery. So, yeah, so I'm afraid I've got nothing sewn to show you because I just haven't had any time to sew. It's just the way it goes. And it's not all that good. It's Wednesday, isn't it? But now my husband, he's down and he's got... The reason I'm filming this late, we've had dinner. I've done dinner, cleaned up dinner. And then he said, oh, I'm going to go down in the garden room. I was like, oh, okay then. So I sat down, had a lollipop and a drink, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go and do some sewing. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing, but I'm in here now, so I'll probably tidy up this. I think a dress for Luna. I think that's what I'm quite interested in doing, you know, or Ottiline, one or the other. So anyway, I will see you in a bit in the next frame. Bye. Right, welcome back to the final part of my video. It probably seems quite short actually, but I just think by the time I've chatted with you about the things I want to chat with you today, I think I'll probably have a whole video. So yeah, I thought I'd finish it now as well because it's my mother-in-law's birthday today. So we're going to be either popping over this evening or popping over Saturday. I'm not quite sure, but I just thought, well, I should get this done really because then everything will be all up in the air, won't it? So what has been happening, and I can't quite remember what I'd shown you. I'd opened some Luna things, hadn't I, the last time I spoke to you? Well, I'll tell you what, we'll go to Luna in a moment. Well, actually, I've bought Alfie in here. Oh, actually, my husband's phoning. Hang on, bear with me. Right, I didn't know whether to start all over again. What was I saying? Right. Yeah, what it is, we've had a parcel get delivered here that isn't ours, and somebody has said where this person works, but I don't feel all that happy about just dropping somebody's parcel to a workplace. And what if it isn't actually the person? So yeah, I'm a bit worried about giving away somebody's parcel to the wrong person. I'd rather somebody come here with some ID proving who they are, but there you go. Anyway, back to sewing. Right, what was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, so I've got Alfie and Luna here. Now I haven't made Alfie's boxer shorts yet, and I will admit, Alfie hasn't got a tail. I never bothered with his tail, and he hasn't got any pants. And Luna, she's got these French knickers that I made for her, but it was really rough, this stuff that but Ottiline hasn't got any pants yet, so I've got to make Ottiline some pants. But she has got a dress, so I'll show you that in a moment. Right, so I was telling you about some scrapbooking in one of my Friday Sews video, wasn't I? And do you remember I ripped this out of the Vogue, and I really liked it. I really liked, because I do like shorts, like I've got denim shorts on now, this look, and I thought, look at that jersey. I wasn't sure about the hat. Maybe if I was feeling a bit fancy, a bit of a neckerchief. Wow, going back to that now, I was telling you what I'd made the Jessa shorts by Tilly and the Buttons. I made two versions. The first one was a wearable toile, and I made those in the size 2, in fabric that had been given to me. I didn't buy this fabric, but my husband said, and I felt they were a bit big. I don't know, maybe if I put them on now, maybe they'd fit. I don't know. I don't know what I measured up at the time when I made them, so I don't actually know. But so I never ended up finishing them because they were too big. So I went on and I made the size 1, and I never ended up finishing those. I did finish them, they just needed a jeans button, but or a button, but I didn't have any. But if you remember, I recently bought some to make the Mila dungarees, and then I lost the button, I had to order more. So I have got some jeans buttons now, so I could finish these off. But these are basically the size 1, but I think I shortened the height of them a little bit. So I've already got the little shorts, haven't I? So maybe I'll end up finishing off the first ones I made, or maybe I'll end up wearing it. I might not even be able to get in these, I don't know, really. I don't know, I'll have to see, because you know, women's weight, we go up and down, doesn't it? So that was half an outfit, right? And then I found some fabric online, right? I don't really particularly like buying fabric online because you never know what you're going to get, do you? Now, I got this from, and it's myfabrics.co.uk, and basically it's a ribbed knit visco blend, stripes, narrow, red and white. That's what it says. And apparently I've ordered 1 metre of it. It was £7.45, but I've actually paid that in shipping. So I've ended up paying £15.40 for this piece of fabric, right? But I had to have it. I want that outfit. Look. It looks like that look, right? So I'll be out. Who was this actually? Well, the knitted top, right, listen to this. Now, you'll bear in mind, I've got quite a good deal. The knitted vest top, £513, right? And it's blend, and then there's, and it just says knitted vest top. Belted cotton shorts with silk detail, £652. Right, wow. Can you imagine it? If I ended up using that, I was given that fabric, right? Okay, I think I bought this denim, but I think it was leftovers. I made my son a denim poof, and it was what I had left over, right? Not bad from scraps, is it? And then I've paid, what, with the postage, like £15.40. It's a steal, isn't it? So I don't know if I've, like, this vest top, it's got like a seam kind of going down here and here. Like, I'm not fussed about that. I just want a vest. Has anyone seen a vesty kind of top like that? I think I might have seen one. Melly, Black Slate Patterns. I'm sure she's got a vest top that she puts bias binding around it in rib. I'm sure it's in rib. Yeah, so I might be getting myself a designer over £1,000 outfit. Now, it does actually, what does it say about it's a cashmere scarf, £135. I could make one, couldn't I? If I want it. Bracelets. I didn't even notice the bracelets. Well, I can't. Oh, the bracelet is £4,425. I've got a little Pandora that I've had for years. That I've had, presents of charms. I could wear that. And a lipstick. £31. Well, I'm a figure skater, right? Now, I don't usually wear red lipstick, but when I do shows, we always have to wear red lipstick. And I've got red. So I could be having myself a replication, really, of a really expensive outfit. What do you reckon? I'm pretty chuffed about that. So that's a plan, right? I haven't done anything with the bottom of that dress, but I've got an idea, right? Do you know what I was saying to you? I really wanted to make that Black Slate Patterns, like, capped t-shirt, but I said I don't think I've got enough fabric. Well, the t-shirt looks quite a long one, so what I was thinking of doing is maybe putting the raglan sleeve pattern right. Well, I don't want to do it right at the bottom. Well, put the pattern piece at the bottom, right? And then put the cap sleeve bit at the maximum height that I don't want to lose at the bottom of the skirt, and then lop the bottom off, basically. Just have a much shorter top, but it just depends on how short. But I think you're going to see that in my next video. So yeah, so it would probably be more progress of the square neck top, something what I'm doing with that dress. this, probably more Ottoline things, and yes, I'm just telling you some future things that might be coming up, but I haven't really finished yet with this. So now, do you remember me telling you the Crafty Monkeys project this month is a laptop bag using recycled fabrics? However, I did have to purchase hardware, so I'm not going to be buying any fabrics for this. It's all going to be scraps of things I've got, but I have had to buy the hardware. Now, I bought the hardware from, it's arrived today, Pattern Trace, right, and I've got a little bag of bits. What's in there? Right, I'll show you. Right, I got these. I needed a slider, definitely needed one slider, but I've got two in here, and I was supposed to have rectangle rings, but I couldn't get them from them. So what I've done is I'm going to be having those instead of the rectangles, and I'm going to be attaching those to the other side, so they'll clip in like this. Now, I have got other things like this, but there wasn't this size. These needed to be 38mm. I don't know what that is in inches. Is that 1.5 inches? Is it? So that is those for my laptop bag that I'm going to be making. And what she also suggests is that you put a leather label that you take off the jeans. Now, I don't know if there's any leather labels on any of those jeans, so but I spotted this on the Pattern Trace website. Is it a pack of two? A pack of two, handmade, and it's leather, so that's lovely, isn't it? So I'm going to have a leather label saying handmade, and I also picked up these recycled labels. Can you see those? So that'll be nice. I'm going to put that somewhere on my bag. This is all from Pattern and Trace. Just popped a few little things, because sometimes if you're paying the postage, you might as well pop a few little things in. I just got some extra pins, some glass-headed pins, some washi tape. I get through washi tape quite a bit actually, and add a quarter ruler for when I'm doing my foundation paper piecing. Normally I just use my quilting rulers and I just add 1/4 of an inch on. I've never had one of these proper rulers that it like butts up. So those are my purchases that I've got to show you, and a download, and it's free. This is off the Ellie and Mac website, and it's absolutely free, and I downloaded it, and it's to make socks with leftover jersey. Now, I'm always looking for ways to use leftover jersey. I make headbands, scrunchies, dog clothes and things. Well, socks. Haven't pieced this PDF together yet, but when I make some of those, I'll let you know how I get on with them. So yes, so they're not knitted, obviously, they're jersey socks. So I think that's a fabulous idea. And is there anything else? Right, little bit of personal news. My son, my eldest son, started to feel much better yesterday, which is fabulous news, isn't it? He's still walking like John Wayne, like he's lost his horse, but he's feeling much better. And this morning has been a bit manic. I actually went back to, do you know, I hadn't been ice skating for a long time, but I went back once. Well, I've gone from a second time, right, because I've been in isolation, I couldn't go. My coach was on holiday, then my coach couldn't do one day, tried to change everybody, no one else could do it but me. So I'm going back to my second session today. So I've been ice skating this morning, but before that we had to go and pick up our eldest son's first car, so bless him. So what I did, I dropped my husband and our son off and drove back. Then I popped down to skating, got there. I wasn't late for my coach, but I only had about 5 minutes on the ice before seeing my coach, so I didn't really have much practice time, and I didn't get time to stretch. And she could notice actually that on my when I was doing like my spirals, things where you got your leg in the air, I wasn't getting as high as I normally do, but I didn't have the time to warm up, unfortunately. But yeah, but that was lovely to go ice skating again. And I actually watch Movies 24 in July, because I really like watching Christmas in July. Now, some of you might think I'm a crazy lady, but I really look forward to Christmas in July every year since discovering it on Movies 24. It's on the Sky channel I've got on Sky, and actually sometimes you see a little bit of ice skating, and it kind of motivates you to go in the ice rink. You know, when it's like absolutely scorching weather, hot weather, it kind of gives you the drive to go ice skating. You feel all, you know, festive. So sometimes I've actually gone abroad in the summer in August, and I felt all I can think about is Christmas, because I've been watching Movies 24 all through July, and they do a lot of craft shows, don't they, with Christmas on this time of year. So yeah, I'm in the festive mood, I am, as I normally am in July. So right, what am I going to show you? Right, Ottiline. Right, I've saved the best to last, actually. I can't wait to show you. Look. Oh gosh, how cute does she look in her little dress? It's really sweet. It's got a, you can actually, because it's quite see-through, isn't it, this fabric, you can see the facing underneath here. So maybe she could do with a bit of an I might make her a little underskirt, actually. Maybe that comes up to about here and have an extra layer. But this comes out a little bit longer than the actual dress, because I didn't have to hem it. So, and it is a little bit longer than I think the dress. I'll show you the dress. It's the pattern I used. It's that one, and that it's just the one where you hem it and you add lace to the bottom. But yeah, but obviously it was super quick to make because I didn't have to hem it. But she just looks adorable. Oh, and I've put a little grey bow on her head. You may notice that my Ottiline hasn't got any whiskers. Now, you might not have noticed, but I haven't not put them in on purpose. I can't find the thread that came to do the whiskers, and it felt very different to any thread I've got at home. So yeah, she hasn't got whiskers, but if I ever find that thread, she will have whiskers, and she just looks adorable, doesn't she? So I do feel a little bit bad about Luna. Luna hasn't got any either, has she? So, well, hasn't got this dress. So I'm going to do Luna exactly the same dress. And this particular dress, I think you're supposed to have wellies. Let me have a look. Yeah, here's a picture. Luna has got wellies on it with this dress. And when I was actually photocopying the pattern pieces for this dress, actually I've got it here. I actually photocopied the dress, and the wellies are on here, and I didn't actually realise the wellies are a part of this outfit. So if I've got something suitable, like some nice wool felt or a wool mix or something in the right kind of colour, they might be getting wellies. I can't leave Alfie out. Maybe that's, mind you have to kind of think about it, don't you, really? Because I might make more animals, and then you think, well, it's like having children, isn't it? I must admit, do you know, when you say you have one child, you can kind of think, oh, I love those little boots, I'll get them for my child. When I had 3 boys, I've got 3 boys, and when they were small, I'd be thinking, wow, I'd have to get 3 of those boots, 3 of this, 3 of that. As they got older, I kind of thought, well, I'll get that child those boots, but then I'll get that child something else. I kind of tried to, you know, circulate it, because it gets a bit expensive, doesn't it? So where do you rein it in when it comes to Luna animals? Because obviously I've got 3 now, and no doubt there's going to be more. I think I'm going to be one of those. I'm going to have an expanding family of Luna animals. So yeah, I'm going to be making a lot of little boots and things. So yeah, I have to bear in mind, maybe I can't make every single garment for every animal, especially as my little family expands. So there you go. So thank you so much for joining me on my episode 2 of Sew and Tell. I hope you enjoy these style of videos, and you know, it's basically the same as before, and but yeah, there's just a little less pressure with having struggling to get it out on a Friday. However, I managed to get one out on a Friday, didn't I? People were thinking, why have you bothered changing it? You've had 2 videos on a Friday. It just means if I've got a lot of content, I can post an extra video in the week, can't I? I haven't got to worry about it. It can just be Sew and Tell, you know, whatever. So yeah, I hope that, you know, it's working out. But everybody that commented has been really supportive, you know, going forward with this, and thank you so much. So thank you so much for joining me this week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.